children. So why does that bother you so much that I'm talking about a segment of black women that you're not even a part of?
I don't think it matters. The point is that you said it. So whether I agree with it or not, or I identify with it or not, you still said it. So it doesn't make it not true because it doesn't apply to me.
That YouTuber you've just watched is Chaotic Truth, and he is very controversial for a small YouTuber. But to make a long story short, he typically is in black YouTube. You'll find him on the Lapeef Network. But the other day, he stopped by this YouTube channel called This Might Be Risky. And on This Might Be Risky, there were a few sisters, it was about 6, pretty much against him. And he had made some statements before that pretty much said that white women were almost like heaven to be around on average, and black women were pretty much, not all the time, but more problematic to be around. And so these particular sisters in the African American community wanted, to pretty much confront him about his message, right? I want to play the whole interaction and then I'm going to come back.
Go ahead. I won't go into Thomas
Jefferson. So Dana, and salute to you guys, and salute to you, Eve, in the chat. Mike from Boston, salute to you too. No, I don't tear down black women. I don't have any children outside of wedlock. I'm an upstanding citizen. I pay my taxes. I've been a teacher in the black community. I've done business in the black community. I've done community service in the black community through my fraternity, and personally, I went to high school in the black community. I don't tear down black women. I think that the people who tear down black women are the men who impregnate black women and leave them. The rappers who for 45 or 50 years have been utterly saying the most disgusting things about black women, whereas I don't really listen to rap or care for it. I applaud black women in their achievements. I've made shows about it. This Might Be Risky. I talked about the young black girl who was the first neurosurgeon resident at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot of shows just honoring black women. So no, I don't tear down black women.
You have verbally accosted us since you've been on this show.
I haven't accosted you at all. That's funny.
Not me as an individual, but us as a whole, as a collective, you absolutely have. Since as soon as you stepped onto this show, you have not stopped accosting us.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I'm answering a question from the gentleman at the top. This might be risky.
That's cool. I just wanted to interrupt you for a second. I'm gonna let you finish.
Are you like any of the women that I talked about? Are you like one of the resting women that I've came across at the restaurants, the bars? Are you one of these women, or why does that bother you? When people say black men commit a lot of murders, I don't say, man, that's not true. That's not true. Well, maybe it is true to a degree, but it has nothing to do with me because I don't commit crimes. I can give a damn. When people say Pookies and Ray Rays are destroying the community, well, maybe they are. That has nothing to do with me. Yeah, I have noticed that before. When people say that black men leave their children, well, that has nothing to do with me. I don't have any children. So why does that bother you so much that I'm talking about a segment of black women that you're not even a part of?
I don't think it matters. The point is that you said it. So whether I agree with it or not, or I identify with it or not, you still said it. So it doesn't make it not true because it doesn't apply to me.
Yeah, and nobody's mad. And I see the chat. I think you brought some couple people with you. So I think there's a misconception here. No one's mad at you. We're actually glad you're married and you're off the market. No one cares. I just want to make that known straight out. We're glad you're off the market.
It's your wife that I feel for, because you blatantly said, who cares what she thinks? And as a husband, that's not how you should operate. You get what I'm saying? So my feelings are towards what your wife may feel internally that she may even feel like she can't even speak to you about. So she's another black woman like myself. Well, I'm mixed, but she's another black woman like myself. And that's who I feel for.
I mean, okay, you want me to answer or?
It wasn't a question.
Okay.
So I want to focus on this particular sister, Dana. Dana Dane 444. You heard that interaction where he was saying, look, he's defending himself, the things that he does in the black community. He's married to a black woman. He has done things in the black community, and he's talking about a certain element of black women, but he's asking her, does that represent you at all? And she said she has a problem with it because you said it. Regardless of if it's true or not, or pretty much you're just saying it, and I don't like the fact that you said it. I guess as a woman, that's like being on cold. But I don't know for the sister Dana. I don't know her person or anything like that. But she can't say that he's not telling the truth. We are not saying that all black women have that issue, an attitude problem, or being unpleasant. But we gotta be honest, because these are the same things. If we're gonna be real here, my dad used to talk about this. My granddad used to talk about this. I've heard black men talk about this in barbershops all across the West Coast. And then when you meet other black men on social media, they're talking about the same things around the country, Midwest, down south. So this is what's going on. The problem is that he's speaking about it. But if Chaotic Truth came on there and he was talking about these black men ain't providing for the women, these black men are broke, these black men are pookies and rares, I can guarantee you not nan one of those ladies on that particular panel would have an issue about what he's talking about. But you'll see later on, I didn't play that clip, but there was a sister, I believe her name was Asia, and she had a problem with him having an issue with calling black women queens. You see, when you call black women queens and you call black women these nice names and things like that, whether or not they may deserve it don't matter, long as you call them that. But I will say this, one thing that black women do very good is they're not gonna call you for the most part king unless you do something. See, the difference between black women and black men just, for the most part, say nice things to black women or elevate them, can put some of the sisters on a pedestal. Black women typically don't do that. Black women make you earn, for the average person, whatever you get with them. That's typically what happens. So you need to come correct. You need to earn a certain amount of money. You need to do a certain amount of things before they deal with you. And the one young lady by the name of Mary Berry, she said she felt sorry for his wife because of the way he speaks about certain black women. And I can understand that. But it's an ad hominem to what he's talking about. Do black women or have black women in a certain, I won't say most or all or whatever. Have we noticed enough black women to exhibit the things that Mr. Chaotic Truth has spoken about? You feeling sorry for his wife, we're not talking about that. That's something different, right? Have we seen evidence of what he's talking about in Black America? Yes, we have. And we see it so evident that the kids show behavior patterns in the same households they're being raised in. We cannot deny what's going on in Baltimore. We can definitely not deny what's going on in Chicago. We cannot deny what's going on with these schools and these kids, how they misbehave and low test scores. All that is attributed to what they're seeing in the house. There's a certain level of dysfunction that he's talking about that sisters, a lot of times want to kind of downplay it and act like it's not there. And then when these black men don't even say anything and they go out and date somebody else, then they're selling out. And don't get me wrong, I honestly believe that black men could do better in providing an alternative resource to help these women be more loyal and to build better families. I get that. I'm not trying to say that black men don't do that. But at the same time, there are certain level of black men who do that, and still certain levels of sisters are going to give you some issues. And what he's talking about, we've all seen it. All right. Now, for somebody like myself, if I see it, look, I'm not even going to deal with that. And that's how most guys are. Most guys who have something going for them, they're not going to really get involved with that. If you have those elements or whatever, number one, I need to make sure that I'm so successful that there ain't no way I'm going to even come in contact with you if I don't have to. That's number one. Number two is the same rule as number one. And I think that on the other hand, there's enough sisters out there who don't act like that. I know that for a fact. But yeah, what he's talking about can't be denied. We understand, black women themselves will tell you, there are plenty of sisters out there that they have met that are like what he's talking about. We're not saying all. And the fact that Dana Dane has an issue with that, as if what he's saying is not true, and we from the black community, we know that we have sisters that behave like that, and it's not uncommon. Right? We're not saying all. But if you don't want to get to the problem and get to the truth, how are you going to talk about it? When these black men are not dealing with black women, then what's the issue then? Then all of a sudden they sellouts. So you don't want you don't want anybody to talk about the issues that black women have, but you ain't gonna have almost no problem talking about the issues that black men have, because y'all will all jump down black men's throats and yes, he ain't doing this and yes, he ain't doing that. Soon as a brother start pointing out facts about certain black women's behaviors, then all of a sudden that person, why is he even talking about that? Well, the world is talking about anybody's problems. And brothers that from the black community know that these problems exist. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.